If you are watching this at exactly 3:17 a.m., stop. Turn your phone face down. Walk away. Because the house on Black Hollow Road is already watching you. The first time I heard about it was through a corrupted video file that shouldn't have existed. I run a small YouTube channel where I investigate cursed media, abandoned CCTV footage, deleted live streams, things the internet tries to bury. Most clips are fake, some are boring, and a few leave scars on your mind. The file was called bh_317_final.mp4. It had no upload date, no creator, just 12 seconds of a dark hallway, filmed through a green-tinted night vision camera. At the end of the hallway was a door slowly opening by itself. A whisper played over the static. "Don't watch at 3:17. Naturally, I did. Black Hollow Road is real. It's a thin, forgotten street at the edge of a forest in West Virginia. There used to be a house there, number 117, but after 2009, all official records of it were erased. No ownership, no fire report, no demolition permit, just gone. But locals still talk about it. They say if you look at that house at exactly 3:17 a.m., it will look back. The stories all match in one terrifying way. Anyone who watches the house at 3:17 either disappears, or is found days later with their eyes wide open, staring at nothing, their mouths stretched into smiles that split the skin. I booked a cheap motel and drove there. Black Hollow Road felt wrong the moment I turned onto it. The trees leaned inward like they were trying to hide what was at the end of the street. My phone signal dropped to 0 bars, and the air smelled faintly of wet metal. At the very end stood the house. It wasn't ruined. It wasn't abandoned. It was waiting. Number 117 looked perfectly intact. 2 stories, peeling black paint, windows dark like empty eye sockets. No lights, no movement, yet something about it felt aware, as if it knew my name. I parked across the road and set up my camera on a tripod. My dashboard clock read 3:14 a.m. 3 minutes. I could still leave. I didn't. At 3:17 a.m., the temperature dropped so fast that frost formed on my windshield. The house changed. Not physically. Not in a way I could explain. But the darkness inside the windows thickened, as if the shadows were filling up with something. My camera started recording on its own. From one of the upstairs windows, a shape appeared. Tall, thin, human-shaped, but wrong, like it had been stretched too far. Its face was pale, almost glowing, with 2 black holes where eyes should have been. It was staring directly at me. Then, slowly, the front door of the house opened. The video feed on my camera glitched, flashing green and black. I should have run. I should have floored the gas and never looked back. Instead, I got out of the car. I don't remember deciding to do it. The gravel crunched beneath my feet as I crossed the road. The open door led into a dark hallway that matched the one from the cursed video file. Inside, the air was thick, like breathing through wet cloth. The walls were covered in old photographs, families smiling, children laughing, but every single person in them had their eyes scratched out. A whisper followed me as I stepped inside. "You watched. Now you belong." The door slammed shut behind me. The hallway stretched impossibly long, far longer than the house should have allowed. My flashlight flickered, revealing doors on both sides. From behind them came sounds, crying, scratching, faint pleading. One door was marked with a number, 317. I tried to walk past it. It opened by itself. Inside was a small bedroom, lit by a sickly green glow. A laptop sat on a desk, playing a video of me standing outside the house just minutes earlier. The timestamp read 3:17 a.m., but I wasn't alone in the video. Behind me, in the darkness, something was standing far too close. I turned around in the real room. It was there. The tall figure from the window leaned down until its face was inches from mine. Its mouth opened wider than any human jaw could, and a voice poured out, not one voice, but dozens layered together. "We are the ones who were watched." I ran. The house twisted as I fled. Stairs led nowhere. Doors opened into endless black rooms. The whispers grew louder, screaming now, begging me not to leave. I stumbled into a living room where the walls were covered with glowing screens. Every screen showed a different person, frozen in terror, all of them staring at something off camera. Every timestamp read 3:17 a.m. They were the ones who watched. They were trapped inside the house. A new screen flickered on. It showed my face. Live. I felt hands grab my arms, cold, thin fingers pulling me toward the wall of screens. The figures from the videos were stepping out of their frames, their bodies half-formed, their eyes hollow. I fought harder than I ever have in my life. I don't know how, but I broke free and sprinted toward a door at the far end of the room. The door led back outside. I threw myself into the night air just as the house let out a sound that wasn't a sound at all, more like reality tearing. The front door slammed shut behind me. The house was quiet again. Normal. Empty. My car was still there. I drove until the sun came up. When I checked my camera footage, everything was gone. No house. No figure. No hallway. Just me standing on an empty, overgrown road at 3:17 a.m., staring at nothing. But something else had appeared. On the final frame, just before the file ended, there was a reflection in my car window. A pale face, smiling. Since that night, strange things have been happening. My phone turns on by itself at 3:17 a.m. My laptop plays static. Sometimes, in the dark, I see a tall shadow standing in the corner of my room. Waiting. I know the truth now. The house on Black Hollow Road doesn't need you to go there. It lives inside the video. And if you've read this story, if you imagined it, if you pictured that house in your mind, then part of you has already looked at it. Check your clock. If it's 3:17 a.m., it's already too late.